Welcome to the Cell Soul Source podcast, where you can expect conversations about the Akashic records and how to rewrite your limiting beliefs so you can finally be free and prosperous. Discover your energy bodies as the communication system between your human, your higher self, and the field. This is otherworldly energetics made practical to shift your reality. Your divine inheritance of having your earthly needs met and receiving all of your heart's desires starts now. Welcome back to the podcast, where I want to talk about something that is very close to my heart. That is the subject of self-care. And the reason that I wanted to bring this forward is because I used to believe that I was the queen of self-care. I used to believe that I took really good care of myself. And the further on I've gone in my journey and I look back, the more I realize I had no idea what self-care really was. And particularly when you get to that phase of your journey where you are being invited into your next level of service, you realize that you can't keep serving in the way that you have been, particularly if you're feeling any kind of burnout, any kind of tired, drained feeling, any kind of resentment about your work, any kind of overwhelm. Those are classic signs that you are being invited to rewrite some outdated patterns before you step into this new level of service, because this next era doesn't require any of that. It actually requires us to build, serve, and lead in a completely different way. So if you have found yourself in any kind of void, any kind of hiatus, cocoon, any kind of period of integration, you're in that rebuilding phase, that messy middle, where you're being invited to rewrite these stories in your body so that the service you provide moving forward doesn't cost you. It doesn't cost you your health, your family, your freedom. In fact, it fills you up. It fills you with absolute bliss and joy. So looking back, the self-care that I used to do was the Sunday self-care kind of routine. I would try and get through all my bits and bobs through the day, thinking, okay, then I'm going to make myself a loose leaf tea because I love the ritual of, creating my loose leaf teas. And then I'm going to have a bubble bath and I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to gua sha my face, or I've got little, the cupping technique. I've got little cups for my face. So I used to do that kind of thing. And I believed that I was really looking after myself because, I was taking this time on the weekends to look after myself. And I often used to think, gosh, wouldn't it be nice if I could look after myself like this all the time instead of only having the time and energy to do it on a Sunday? So I had all the implements. I was, watching the latest techniques and I was trying to do them all. And even that became tiresome. It takes up a lot of time when you are doing all those practices and using all of those tools just to be able to feel human by Monday morning so that you can go back to work and start the whole cycle again. I was completely burned out, and I used to do this routine on the weekends, but then I would be tired all the week. I would go to bed earlier and earlier. I would try and conserve my energy, believing that if I could just hang on to enough, if I could just sleep enough, then somehow I would finally have the energy to not only just feel human, but just to enjoy my life. And this is why I wanted to highlight this topic, because there is a deeper layer to that. When it comes to self-care, the energy that you do things in truly matters. So even when I was doing those practices, I was taking my body through those motions, but my mind was elsewhere. My energy was elsewhere. So I was maybe, putting my cozy socks on, and I was lighting candles and incense and doing all the things, but it was more from a checkbox exercise kind of energy than actually being present with what I was doing and why I was doing it. So then I started to become more intentional. So instead of, lighting the incense, but I was thinking about what I was actually about to cook for dinner, or, had I got all my to-do list done before Monday morning started, I started to try and become more present with what I was actually doing. That still isn't it. So you're getting closer to it if you've started to become more intentional, particularly about your surroundings and your home and how they smell, and how it smells all of your senses. You're starting to be drawn to beauty for beauty's sake. You're definitely heading in the right direction. But this next level of service requires that you go even deeper than that, because this level of service is serving from your divinity. It's serving from your divinity, completely free of all these beliefs, programs, conditions, structures, all of the things that have been making you work in the way you have been, driving yourself into the ground, taking on more than you can physically handle as one human. So you're being asked to serve from a different place. So if you are recovering from any kind of trouble setting boundaries, if you tend to be a people pleaser, or you tend to overgive, maybe you like to volunteer to help people all the time. If you are one of those people that feels super, super bad if you let someone down, so you have agreed to go somewhere or attend some kind of event or a social thing, and it feels so bad for you to let somebody down that you will force yourself to go to that thing. Even when you don't have the energy, you don't have the resources, you don't have the time, you will still force yourself to go to that thing. The number of times I left this house kicking and screaming, going, I don't want to go. And Jason would go, well, why are you then? Well, because I said I would, so I have to go. So if you are recovering from any of those symptoms, then your body is asking you to go to the next level of self-care. And you will be pleased to know that the next level does not include adding more techniques, buying more implements, learning more skills. It doesn't mean adding anything more to your daily routine, because your plate is already so full. You're likely already overwhelmed. So the last thing you need is to be adding more things to your plate. Your body cares less what you do on a Sunday, what bubble bath you use, than it cares about what you do when your back is against the wall. True self-care is not abandoning yourself when things get busy, when life gets challenging, when you know it's going to let somebody down. That is self-care. Self-care is saying the thing that's been on your mind, but you've kept quiet about it to keep the peace. Self-care is stating a boundary with an open heart and so much love, while being unafraid of what happens next. Self-care is deciding what you are and are no longer available for, and keeping your word to yourself. I cannot stress to you how important that is. It's choosing yourself in every single moment. Because what your body really wants from you is to know that you're not going to abandon it. What it really needs from you, more than a bubble bath, more than the nice oils, more than the cozy socks, your body wants to know when the going gets tough and when life starts throwing things at you, when things are challenging, are you going to run away and leave me behind? So yes, do the bubble bath, do the meditation, do the Palo Santo, lighting your incense, all those gorgeous things. Yes, those are so nourishing. Nurture yourself in all of those small ways consistently. But if you really want to become a prosperous woman who is rich in every area of your life, this is what your body needs. Prosperity is built in your body first, long before it appears in your external reality. So this level of serving from your divinity means serving your body, your health, your comfort first. It means pouring into yourself first until that overflows into your family. Until you can show up for them as the woman you truly are, not the tired woman who's trying to be all things to all people. That is the joy that's going to spill out into your work, into your offers, into your services. Because your body is rested, open, receptive to the energy your business is here to channel. So you can't do that while you're still saying yes to things that aren't yours to do. You can't do that while you're forcing yourself to attend things that you don't have energy for. You can't do that when you're still doing errands that you don't have time for. Your body decides how much it can hold, what is safe to experience, what you're allowed to have, how much you're allowed to have. Your body decides all of it. So if you're doing all the self-care practices on the weekend and then systematically abandoning yourself in all the micro, tiny, small ways from Monday to Friday, then your body is not going to soften. It's not going to let its guard down. It's not going to open, and it's not going to let you receive all of the things you are trying so hard to build and create and to call in. And you have an enormous heart. You just want to help everybody. You would love nothing more than just to help everybody. But you can't do that until you learn how to help yourself first. Your body will not soften and open to all the things you're calling in if it's not sure that you're going to stay. That is what your next level of service requires from you. That's what a rich life requires from you. If you want to be rich in fulfillment and love and magic and miracles and intuition and clients and creativity, this is the level that's required. So when somebody expects you to act in a particular way, can you softly maintain your boundary? Can you, when somebody offers to help you, sit there and say thank you without jumping up and going, no, it's okay, I'll do it? Can you say out loud with words through your mouth, I need help. I need support. Please, can you take this off my plate? Because those are the moments where your beliefs will be screaming, no. You are the helper. You are not the helpee. You are not the one who gets help. You are the one that helps other people. You are the servant. You are not the leader. You are the service provider. You are not the CEO. You are the giver, not the taker. If you take, then you might be taking from someone else. If you receive, then you must give something back. If people give you something, then they must have ulterior motives. If your body believes any of these, it will prevent you from giving and receiving generously. If your body has any of these programs running in the background, standing and saying thank you when somebody offers to make you a cup of tea without your skin crawling, without the urge to go, no, I'll do it. That is the moment the energy body method teaches you to identify, because those are the choices that show your body, I'm here, I'm staying, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going to leave you. So when your body is screaming, no, don't do this, you can walk your body through a different choice. This is where the lived experience comes from. This is how you rewrite the programs that are hiding in your body. When you walk your body through a different choice and show it that you did survive, nothing bad happened. And when you do that consistently, your body learns, oh, she's not going anywhere. She's not going to say yes to that person, even though we had planned to do something completely different right now. She's not going to desert me when somebody else suddenly needs her. Oh, okay, I've got it. So when your body learns that you're not going anywhere, that's when it softens. That's when it opens. That's when it can receive the rich life that you are dreaming about. So I just wanted to help you make those distinctions between surface level self-care, between going a little bit deeper, being a little bit more intentional. And then this is getting to the root. So yes, do all of the little things. Yes, do it from love, from utter devotion to yourself, your family, your mission. But then learn to identify these micro moments and shift them. Because your next level of service doesn't require overwhelm. It's not asking you to burn yourself out. It's not asking you to sacrifice your freedom or your family or your health. It's asking you to learn how to serve the complete opposite, where you are full, where you are overjoyed, where your entire life is bliss and joy. Oh my God, how can I help you? How can I help you feel this as well? So, as always, I look forward to connecting with you on the next podcast. If this episode spoke to you, please follow, review, and share until every man, woman, and child remembers their own sovereign divinity. I'm rooting for you. We rise together.